Alright, here's how to play Breaking Down, like a kind of acoustic version, like fingerpicking version of it. The band is Florence and the Machine, and this video is really nice. I saw the live video first, and I wasn't as into it, and I found like the real video, and it was pretty sweet. It kind of reminds me of MGMT, that sort of influenced sound. So the first thing is kind of weird. I lost my capo. So what I did is I was already doing this Nirvana song, and I tuned up, and it turned out to work out, because normally what you need to do is have standard tuning and put a capo on the first fret. But what I did is just tuned everything up a half step. So you can either put a capo on here, which would make more sense, on the first fret, and then play what I'm doing over here with the capo on, or you could tune up a half step. I could remake this lesson later when I get a new capo, but so open up this chord chart in the description, and you'll see capo 1. So again, I'm tuned up, so this is F, C, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F. But just put a capo here would make more sense. So what you're going to do is G. So first I strum through the chords is going to be all the down, bum bum bum, the C, down down. Now there's one chord. One of the other chord charts had this chord in there. It would be E flat in the key of G. So you could do this really nightmare way to do E flat. But kind of a tricky way to do E flat is you could take E major and slide it down a half step. So you can take E and just slide it down a half step, but you can only hit these 3 notes. So that's how I'm doing it, because it sounds better. So it should be like the intro should be G, B, like I just do a power chord, and then C, and a quick E flat. And it sounds really good. So first thing to learn the song, I would learn all of the chords and strum through it. And then I'm going to show a more advanced fingerpicking thing for the intro. So G, so down, all alone. C, do down, 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 down. E flat. And it's right before you change chords, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that sounds really good. And then the rest of the chords are pretty easy. You're going to do a D at the end of the first verse, and then to F, and C. Stay on C for a while, and D. The edge of the gloom. And then there's an A major. It's pretty weird. The chord progression's a little weird. So that's it. But the hard thing is getting that melody into the chords in the intro. So here's how I would do it. I would go, the melody goes. So it goes like this. If I do the pick, maybe it'd be clear. B, so 0 is the first note, then 3, 1, 0, 2, 0, 4, then you pause, 0, then 2, up to E, 3, 1, 0, 2, 0, a pause, and then, so maybe if I put this hand closer, so 0, 3, 1, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0, 2, 0, 3, 1, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0. So now I'm just going to play it. So then what you gotta do is figure out how would you work this into the chord. So the first chord is G, I would go. Then on this F sharp note, you gotta go. And then E flat with the G. What I'm doing is like kind of random picking, but then the important part is these two, G and B, pinky on D. Then this little 2/4, this is power chord. You hit open G, down to C chord. And see, this gets that E in there we needed. And then you could even do it with a pick. You'd have to go. So it's kind of hard, like, I don't know how better to explain this without like making a tab. I could make a tab for it if someone really needs it. And partly it's just I'm kind of just like remembering how it sounded and then thinking out what chord needs to change. So G, G, B chord quick, C chord, E flat. What's giving me a hard time learning this is holding this A. I don't know why, but just one more time. It's a pretty awesome song. Like, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it until I learned it, and then I'm really into it now. So thanks for the request, and if this lesson was too hard, because this kind of stuff is pretty hard, like, unless you've been finger picking for a while and picking out melodies by ear and mixing them with chords. So I could redo that little section, like really slow, or make a tab. Although I don't really like to make tabs, but I'd be willing to do that. So let me know. Alright, bye.